Hello world, welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we'll be touching on the topic of God's sovereignty and our responsibility. And I will be introducing to you the concept of zipping enumerations in programming. Before we dive right in, if you're new to my channel, let me first introduce to you my working environment. This is the Visual Studio 2022 Integrated Development Environment, and I'll be using C# for programming. If you're interested in my content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to be informed of new episodes. To start, I have a Bible verse that I would like to share with you today. It will serve as the anchor for today's gospel sharing. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9 reads, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." My takeaway from meditating on this verse is this. In our walk with God, we are called to a partnership with Him. He doesn't need our efforts, yet He invites us to work with Him on all things He has created for us. We, on our part, plan our ways in an act of prudence for the future, and God, in His part, allows it to fruition through His control of all things. Both are active in their parts. God's sovereignty does not negate our responsibilities, nor does our responsibilities overshadow God's sovereignty. There is a beautiful synergetic effect of the Creator and the creation in action. So, with this Bible verse, I would like to introduce to you the concept of zipping enumerations in programming for today's episode. From today's programming demonstration, I hope to portray to you what partnership between God and us looks like and how we can model after it in our lives. In this programming space, I have two enumerations, or list of strings more specifically, that have called me and God. I'm going to use a .NET link library here to call the zip method in the library. What zipping does is to pair two enumerations together so they form a pair of values in a combined version of the list. Now to show you how the zipping works, I will zip the two lists together and assign it to a new list. And to show you the outcomes, I will print the elements in the new list to the console screen. As you can see from what is printed to the console screen, each print is a pair of values combined from the two original and separate lists. To summarize what we have covered today, we can use zipping of enumerations to pair values from lists in programming, creating association of data. Drawing parallel to this, God's sovereignty and our responsibility can be seen as a pairing rather than conflicting ideas. The knowledge of God's sovereignty is meant to encourage us in our endeavors, not give us an excuse to lapse into a sort of pious fatalism. To act prudent as our responsibility means to use all legitimate biblical means available to us to avoid harm to ourselves or others and to bring about what we believe to be the right course of events. Look to the Bible and take David for example. He was fully confident that God will preserve him to fulfill God's own purpose of him. Yet, he took all precautions he could to avoid being killed by his enemies, to the point of feigning madness and allowing himself to be treated like one. David did not presume upon the sovereignty of God and acted careless with himself. Rather, he acted prudently in dependence upon God to bless his efforts. With that, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you have learned something from this video, be it programming or the Bible. If you do like my content, like, share and subscribe to my channel for more. Hope to see you again next time. To God be the glory, I am but his vessel.